Getting them done and episode finished when the times comes is helpful. Okay, I'll try to do. Okay, it says now I'm getting a the stream is live. You can join on air and introduce yourself. I'm pretty sure everyone heard me already. Am I in the right chat? I believe so. It says live on air. I hear the Skullman music from Mr. Cab. I believe people have been hearing me in chat this whole time because I entered a little early and was talking about how you guys are close in PB and stuff like that. So, let's just say this is a round 2, assuming no one heard me. We have Mrcab55, iraqvet0304. They were only separated by 22 seconds in PB, so this should be a pretty cool, tight race in terms of where they're at with this video game. I'm Looking Toad. I also run this game. I like to talk about it. I think it's going to be a good time watching these guys and talking about what makes this game neat and what's happening. Yeah, and this is just we're just going. That is hot off a race with Conster. They were wondering when to do their race, and I said, "Hey, I'll talk Mega Man 4 if you guys want to race right now." And they said, "Yeah, all right." So here we are. I'm ready to begin whenever the runners are ready to begin. So whenever the runners are ready, I'll go ahead and get started on some commentary. This is actually very interesting, folks. This is the first Mega Man where Wily is not the final boss, which is pretty cool. Dr. Cossack, he's the one causing all the trouble in this episode of Mega Man 4. So, pretty unique. Looks like we're at the title screen, so we're about to start. And there they go. So immediately we have a route difference. Mr. Cab taking Pharaoh first, and Vet taking Bright first. Pharaoh first is faster, just by a bit, like 6 seconds or so if everything goes right, maybe a little faster. But you have to have a nice, tight Pharaoh stage, and you have to do some stuff in the second stage to get the time save you want. Bright safe is Bright first is a lot more safe. You pretty much just cruise through. Mr. Cab trying to get Coil to work here so he can grab Balloon. Okay, and he got it. And he's heading that way. The benefit of doing Bright first is that you get to fight Bright in a pretty controlled way. You can move through the stage pretty well with the Buster. And then you get the Flash Stopper, which is just insane, and it helps you out in Pharaoh's stage, which is where you would be going next. So Cab is hitting checkpoint for Pharaoh's stage, a nice little long room where you try to minimize lag. Vet in his own lag room with these crickets. There's just all this jumping action and things with the totems, and drops can happen and stuff can slow you down, so but he makes his way through it just fine. Both of them in the final screen of their respective stages. Mr. Cab gonna make some clean work of these mummies here. Just moving right through. That walking along the platforms as one does in this stage. It's safe to do that. It looks scary, but once you're used to it, it's cake. No problem. And we're entering our bosses. And we got Pharaoh on the left, and we got Bright on the right. So let's do some double commentary. Pharaoh likes to jump, but oddly, he likes to stay still and shoot charge shots if you stand right next to him. Bright likes to freeze you, but there's a really cool trick you can do even casually. If you shoot him with 1 lemon before shooting him with all charge shots, he will never freeze you, because he only freezes you at 16, 8, and 4 health. So Vet takes care of Bright, no problem. Cab takes care of Pharaoh, no problem. He goes for the skip. Doesn't quite get it, but he's in the right place. Vet's in the right place. They both get what's called the magic pixel. If you're in the right place in the center of the screen, Mega Man will zip right to the center to collect weapon energy instead of jumping through the ceiling, and it saves you some time. Very good to get those consistent. And they're both moving right along into their second stage, and it's a swap. We got Bright on the left, left now and Pharaoh on the right now, and we're going to see the differences play in here. So we're going to see on the right, Vet's going to swap right away to Flash Stopper, and he's going to use it to just take care of all those scorpions, the bug, the drop stuff. He doesn't have to worry about any of that because he has Flash Stopper. So he's going to use that to just sail all the way at the balloon, no problem. And there he goes. Let's see if he goes for the jump. He does. And when he makes it, he's fine. Cab making it through the beginning of the section of right, no problem. And I believe Cab uses Pharaoh at the cricket section, and I'll explain why that's good when he's there. Vet grabbing the balloon. And let's see what Cab does here. He chooses to, oh no, he does switch to Pharaoh, okay. So Pharaoh saves a little bit in lag in this room because, ooh, just a goofy jump. That's one I would disagree with the game. It looked like he had it to me, but Cab unfortunately takes a spike death. Not too bad of one. It's in checkpoint. It's early checkpoint. Again, he switches to Pharaoh, and the point of doing this is that it only takes 3 Pharaoh shots to kill those totems, and versus 8 shots of the Buster, which can create more lag on screen. So he's firing 3 of those shots to just take him out and continue on. And he will be fighting Bright with the Pharaoh shot, which is where we're getting some time save and choosing Pharaoh first. Those of you who have played this might be familiar with the Pharaoh glitch, where if an enemy hits the charged orb you have above your head, you will still retain a charged orb to throw. So what he's going to be trying to do is a little dance with Brightman here, where he's bonking him with those overhead shots, and he's hitting him with those charge shots that he's had stored. So we'll see how he does here. Meanwhile, Vet cleaning up Pharaoh, no problem. Gets the center pixel lined up. Mrcab doing the health control. Using damage from the bullets to slide into Bright with those overhead shots to get the double shots. And he takes him out. And there we see the advantage of using the Pharaoh weapon against Bright. It's basically like using a double buster. So, and he makes it out, no problem. And he's not too far behind Vet for that death. Like I said, it was a pretty quick one. For taking deaths in this game, that one wasn't too bad. It was right at the beginning of a checkpoint, so he's still got a horse in this race, absolutely, especially so early on. Vet making quick work of this vertical using the balloon. This turret can be mean as it was. It shot him. Sometimes it doesn't shoot you. And he's going to switch on to Pharaoh. And this is a pretty tightly routed stage in terms of ammo usage and health usage, because you spend both wisely. You switch to Pharaoh really early on. Mrcab getting a clean turret, by the way. As I mentioned, sometimes it doesn't shoot, and it's nice to you. But you switch to Pharaoh really early on, and you use those Pharaoh shots for a lot of different things, and by the time you get to ring, you barely have any Pharaoh ammo. And then you also use your health for a lot of things, too. To deboost and get through those hippos. You skip them, which is pretty cool. You don't have to fight them. Hippo, more like Skippo, am I right? And Vet skipping the second one. So it's very common to get to Ringman with very low health and very low ammo, which is a little spooky, but once you get consistent with the strats and the stage, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. You kind of know what to expect. Okay, Vet pulling through this long screen very well. Let's see how Cab takes it. They're trying to take out these enemies as soon as they can in order to save on lag, because the more stuff happening on screen, the more lag you're going to get. And Vet, like as I mentioned, heading into ring with some pretty low health and decent enough ammo. If he takes a death, he'll still have some good ammo for a refight if he has to. Let's see how he fares. Ooh, he misses his overhead, so he's going to have to go ahead. Oh, doesn't make his jump over ring, so he takes the death. But as I mentioned, he's got his ammo, so for the fight that he's about to do, he's got enough ammo to take out Ringman. Mrcab taking out Ringman, now also taking the lead. So as I mentioned, there was a lot of switch-ups that could happen here. Vet playing it safe with Ringman, making sure he gets good use out of that ammo, I'm sure. Takes him out, lines up for the pixel. And Mrcab is ahead, just like that. Just in one stage, we get a nice little turnaround here. Pretty spicy race. And Dustman is a stage that will just kill you. There are some stages in this game where there's a lot of ways to lose time by making little mistakes constantly, or something goes wrong and everything's goofy, and you lose as much time, you might as well have died or something like that. But this stage, there are a lot of places where you will just die if you make a mistake. There are spikes, there are all kinds of treachery in this stage, so... Mrcab using Brightman here. You can either use Bright or Pharaoh. Both of our runners using Brightman. Bright, slightly slower, very slightly, but safer. Mrcab making it through this room, as you can see, using Bright. It's nice. You get that cinematic slowdown, as I call it, that lag from these giant chunky red blocks and the enemies on screen. Vet also just moving through, playing it safe. We'll see how Cab takes on these blocks. Ooh, looks like he gets a atypical start to the first section of blocks, so he's gonna kind of have to improv here a little bit about what he wants to do to make it through. Look like he's waiting a cycle. He's gonna get in there, and he makes it through, no problem. This gives Vet a little time to catch up if Vet gets quick crushers, which it looks like he's about to. Oh, he's gonna have to wait a cycle. Still, ooh, he's gonna hike back and make sure he's safe. Oh no, he takes the Vet zip. What was I thinking? Of course he takes the Vet zip. That's the classic. Vet is known for taking that nice spicy little zip you saw across the screen. Cab heading into Dustman, and spoilers, Dustman sucks. Like, both in the fact that we don't like him, and he can literally just start sucking. When he starts sucking, which we didn't see from Mrcab, which is great, it wastes time, about 4 seconds, and the only way you can stop him is by bonking him with your body, which is 8 damage. So you don't want to have to do that, because you only have so much of that you can do. But Dust being very nice to both of our runners, not giving either of them any suckage. And Vet makes it out clean, Cab makes it out clean. Like I said, anybody's race still at this point. These runners are only separated 22 seconds in their PBs, so they're both like of similar caliber in terms of where they're at, and that makes for a nice spicy race. Here we see the only zip we're gonna see other than Vet's cool zip, which is the Soul Zip. And Mrcab gonna be using the balloons. Anytime we see the balloons, it's pretty cool. Takes the back deboost on the bone, balloons up. Gonna be using balloons to skip ladders and things like that. Ladders take a surprisingly long amount of time to climb. Like, it's deceptive. It doesn't look that long, but it's actually pretty long. So our runners are gonna be using the balloons to skip ladders and things like that. And then, ooh, Mrcab with the cool double wall bounce. Shoutouts to cool strats. And he's going to be switching on to Flash Stopper, which you're going to see for the rest of 8 Robos. It is such a powerful weapon. For only a little bit of ammo usage, you get to freeze the whole screen. You still get to use your Buster. It changes damage properties on some enemies. For instance, like the Skeleton Joes, you can now shoot with Buster and kill with Buster instead of a charge shot. And it has a pretty cool, pretty slick glitch, where if you are sliding, the timer for it to freeze does not go down. So you can freeze the screen, and with some skillful movement, you can extend out that timer for a pretty long time. Oftentimes entire screens, depending on the screen. So Mrcab taking on Skullman, another pretty consistent fight. Takes him out in the center. Gonna line up for the pixel. iraqvet not too far behind, taking on the last screen, also switching to Flash Stopper. And heading his way into Skullman. for hopefully a consistent fight and low shields. Skullman can put up his shield for a long time, I think up to 4 seconds. Or he can just drop it right away. He can just flash it at you for a second, like, look what I can do. So yeah, like a nice little short one there for Vet. Takes him out. And then Cab heading into Dive Man, where he's going to switch to Bright. And he's going to slide his way on through. Underwater, Mega Man cannot jump out of slides, so we're going to see these runners probably playing it safe with these corners. Gonna freeze these whales and mash them out. As you can see, Mr. Cab kind of taking a cancel there with his slides so he doesn't accidentally get into the spikes, because you cannot jump out of slides underwater. Vet making his way through the beginning of the stage with Flash Stopper as well. Alright, Cab heading into Checkpoint Room. It's gonna freeze the screen, take out the baddies, move into our second whale. Vet moving into his first whale. Takes him out, heads on through. Cab avoiding the wire. Staying on Brightman through this screen, takes a nice little D-boost, hops over those spikes. He's going to slide his way on into Dive Man's chamber, while Vet makes his way to the checkpoint room. And Cab switching on to Skull, Dive Man's weakness. Thankfully, a lot of the fights in this game are pretty consistent. Once you know how to do them, like, they go pretty much the same way every time, unless something goofy happens. Cab not having too much trouble with Dive Man, taking a little bonk from him, but no real big problem at all. Trying to go for the animation skip, not quite getting it. There's a nifty little skip you can do where you collect the energy. The energy collects itself early if you're in the center of the screen when the victory fanfare starts. It's not too hard to get. There's a little bit of bubble trouble that I saw going on, which makes timing it awkward. But we got Vet going in there, and he's probably going to go for it too, so we might see it, so keep your eyes on that, while Cab heads into Drillman. Drillman I find to be a pretty mellow stage. It's not too bad. It's another Flash Stopper stage. Cab with a slick taking out that Ladybug, I like that. Switching on to Flash Stopper, and he's going to freeze the... Oh, yep, Vet gets the skip. He saw the energy collect early, and he's out of there early. So he's also going to be making his way to Drill. You're going to see Cab just freeze these screens and go. He got what we call good bats. They opened up early, he's able to slide underneath them without taking damage. One of the hardest screens in this stage is arguably the one Cab is heading into, just for freezing it properly to get these cannons. And if you're going to be slide jumping on those platforms, hoping they're not dropping anything. This is one of the more annoying rooms, because these guys, as you can see, will just drop a bunch of stuff. And those drops, of course, take time. So, Cab with a bunch of ammo heading into the final room. This room is a nice, cool little test of your movement. It's neat to see how long you can carry a freeze, because you freeze at the beginning of the stage, and depending on your movement, you can carry it through the entire room, which is pretty cool. Ooh, Vet taking a little bit of a spike death there. Select state, don't do it, Vet! Was he thinking he was practicing, maybe? Sometimes that happens, you get in the brain mode where, like, oh, I took a death, I'm just gonna load a state, because I'm just practicing. So maybe he almost loaded a state, but he didn't, so good for him. Cab fighting Drill. Drill we all don't like, but he's being nice here. He's playing Toadman. He pretty much jumped for the entire fight for Mr. Cab, so he just thought he was Toadman for a second and decided to jump around, which is where Mr. Cab will be going next, by the way. Vet making his way through Drill as well. Like I said, pretty mellow stage, other than where you gotta freeze really accurately right here, which he does. And, ooh, he doesn't quite make his jump, and it's right before the checkpoint room, so he's going to have to start at the beginning of the stage. That's rough. This creates a bit of a divide between our runners, but really anything can happen when it comes to the castle stages because they're very mean and don't take checkpoints. Ooh, looks like Vet's going for a strategic game over here. He's low on lives. He probably doesn't want to risk a game over deep in the stage. Wants to refill his bright ammo as well. It looks like a state was saved. Disqualified! No, I'm kidding. I'm sure he's a stroke of maybe muscle memory or something silly. But anyway, we got Cab making it through Toadman's stage. We didn't get to comment on that first screen. Maybe I'll drop a comment about it. Vet bro in chat. Play your game. Don't worry about it. Get out of chat. Play your game. Just play your game. You're good. Don't worry about it. Mrcab already through most of Toadman's stage, so I barely got to talk about it. So maybe when Vet's running through Toadman's stage, we'll spend a little time talking about it. Another Flash Stopper stage. Vet taking another death to Spikes. In one of the same places before. Our Pokemon Stadium announcer voice. That's gotta hurt! Like, but Vet's a trooper, as he mentioned, as he was wrapping up his last race. He's in it for the giggles. He's in it to participate, have a good time, hang with the community. So I'm sure he's over there, usually saying the usual things we hear Vet say when he jumps into spikes like this. I'm sure there's all kinds of interesting Vet commentary happening over on Vet's end. As he tries to make his way through Drill Stage here. Meanwhile, Mrcab just wordlessly making it through Toadman with no problem, as I sympathize with poor Vet here. Toadman stage, we'll talk a little bit about it when Vet gets to it, but we'll talk about Cossack 1 while Vet is trying to catch up. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the run, this is actually the only Mega Man game where Wily is not the final boss. It's Dr. Cossack. He's the one causing all this trouble, and you can see it right here. This castle, it's everything. He's in it for real. So, that poor Vet, I think, saving his bright ammo over here just to make it through this room. Yep. And then Mrcab immediately going left to pick up a safety E-Tank. Not a bad choice. That can come in handy, especially later. In any of the boss fights, really, where things go silly. He bonks the Slinky. Those Slinkies are a very deceptive enemy. They look very simple. They look very, goofy. They're just basic little Slinkies, right? But they have 6 health, which is surprisingly a lot for a basic enemy. And they do a bunch of damage when they hit you, so... that first room can go surprisingly bad really fast. We got ice physics here as Mrcab goes through. You barely notice they're there, though, if you're sliding and jumping. It's really only when you're walking that you have to worry about it. Mrcab is a skilled player in his own right, is just making quick work of it, no problem. Using his balloons. We're going to see how he uses balloons to make it through this ladder room. He actually, he goes for the strat that I usually go for, too. He does it very similar to how I do it. Unfortunately, he takes a bonk from the last Chomper, and he has to kind of improvise here. He's opting for Rush Jet, which he accidentally taps, so he's got to bring him back in. He's waiting for the Munchers to go up. He has to play it a little safe here. Thankfully, he's got time as Vet catches up. I didn't quite catch the drills that Vet had going on, the dives with drill, as I was paying attention to these Cossack ladders. But hopefully Vet had an okay time with drill, getting out of that stage, so he can go to Toadman, and we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll try to balance talking about Cossack 2 and Toadman here. The moth fight, not too bad when you're used to it, but it's a pain. It's a small little box for the moth and a small little box for the ring. But Cab, he knows what he's doing. He just gets a nice rhythm, takes out moth, has okay health. Didn't waste any ammo that I saw. So let's talk about Toad a little bit. We got some rain going on here. This pushes you back as you try to jump on these platforms. Really easy to die if you mistime a jump. Another good way to test your movement, because you can freeze the screen and try to carry that freeze as long as you can. Vet Vet's just gonna freeze this water that pushes you along, and he's gonna take out these rats. He's gonna use Flash Stopper to just keep everything under control. Cool little balloon trick for Mrcab there. He's picking up some extra balloon ammo here that's gonna help him just in case he needs it. Taking 2 balloons here. Honestly, Mrcab has a lot of wiggle room to take safety strats. He could go for all kinds of safety strats and still do okay. So the snails, we don't even see them in Toadman's stage. Vet's skipping both of them using Flash Stopper, which is very nice. Just like the hippos, you don't have to fight a mini boss that's traditionally very annoying to fight. He just freezes them and then deboosts his way through. Firing a little drill on Toadman as he comes into the room. Toadman, notoriously easy to fight. Believe it or not, my name came before Toadman, before I started running this video game. It just so happened to line up, so me and Toadman happen to be friends. I happen to know he prefers dancing to fighting, which is why he's pretty easy to beat. So Mrcab coming into one of the biggest RNG rooms in the game, and he gets a 2 right away. You can get a 3, a 2, or a 1 is what we call it. So he gets a 2 as he makes it into this room, where it passes by once and then forms. So we're going to see what he gets next for his next pattern. He gets a 1, which is rare. I think there's a 1 out of 10 chance that you can get that, if I'm not mistaken. So he gets a 2-1, takes out Square Machine, and he's out of there. So we missed the other end of Cossack 2. It's a little tricky in that one room. Maybe we'll pay some attention to that room when Vet gets there. But Vet entering Cossack 1, having to face all the same perils that Mrcab did. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he went for the safety E-Tank. I think he's just going nuts and just going forward and hoping he just plays well. So doesn't bonk any of the slinkies, makes it through. He's gonna have his own time of making it through the Skeleton Joe room, and meanwhile Mrcab, who has the nice comfortable lead, is in Cossack 3, the auto scroller. Not much you can do to make this go much faster, but you can do some stuff to prevent it from going slower. Things happening on screen, as we've discussed, slow the game down, so Mrcab firing bullets, which arguably could be slowing the game down. We don't know. We'd have to have like emulator lag frame counter on to really know that. But all the little tiny optimized strats to be doing that only save just a bit of frames. So it's as my buddy Orel and Tournament Runner would say, it's a scam. So Mrcab on ring, so we can take out these saws. This is a very annoying part in the game. If you don't know, you can kill those saws and just hop right on through. There's some very basic things to know that you can learn from watching the speedrun that can make your casual play much more comfortable. Vet making it through one of the more dangerous rooms of Cossack 1. Like I said, ice physics, no problem if you're jumping and sliding. He goes to cancel the Skeleton Joe. He does. He makes it appear, makes it disappear. Pulls out a magic trick, just like his Zip and Dustman. Let's see how he fares with the ladders as Cab switches on to Pharaoh so he can take out these Saturns. He's doing the traditional triple balloon that you see, makes it through. Mrcab being wild and deboosting through that Saturn onto the platform. That's a scary strat. You have to back deboost onto it very carefully. But he's not too worried about it. He's not too worried about his health. The cockroach twins aren't too scary, so Cab having a time with Moth here, taking a little bit of damage, missing some shots. A little scary, but he beats Moth no problem. Anyway, this is pretty cool on Cab's screen. Check this out. Dunked! He dunks the shot onto the first one into the second one. Looks really cool. Is fast. Is awesome. One of the cooler tricks in this game. Nice clean fight for Mrcab. Makes it out of Cossack 3 cleanly. Honestly, this is a pretty solid run for Mrcab, for anybody. I mean, for any human being. I don't know how to phrase. I don't know how that sentence evolved into what it was, but basically what I'm trying to say is it's pretty clean. This is going pretty well. Vet switching onto balloons to do the cool little balloon trick. And he's going to be making his way through all the scary things in Cossack 2 as well, like the spikes here. He doesn't go for the ammo. He just uses one balloon. He's just playing. It looks like Mr. Vet is just trying to play hard. Hard and scary. Vet, or Cab picking up extra Pharaoh ammo, so he's safe for the boss fight later. And this is actually it. We're kind of almost coming to a close here. Vet using some balloons in interesting ways to get through that screen. Cab gonna use a balloon to hop up here, drill this wall, and take the south route, which is faster than the north route. Collects that extra E-tank as well, so he is good on E-tanks. I think that makes 2 E-tanks for him, so he is well protected in case he needs it. Which this game can demand that you need it, so he is prepared. Vet menuing onto Dust after making it through the other scary room that I wanted to talk about, but we missed it both times. But they both made it through successfully, so I guess there's not much to say there. Vet, I think, wanting to go for one of these power-ups here. I'm not sure. This seems like really out of the way and like dangerous. He decides to just give up on it. I'm not sure what he was up to there, but he was that was pretty scary for a second. He's entering the square machine with pretty low health. Mr. Cab beating the game with Cossack Catcher. I'll talk more about him when Vet gets there. Vet gets a 3, by the way. But wait, what's this? Kalinka was kidnapped? It's his daughter? And it was Dr. Wily the whole time? You guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fib to you, but it turns out that it was Wily the whole time. And we have some more video game to play. We have the Wily stages. It was Mr. X. My favorite thing that was ever said about Mr. X was someone commented that by Mega Man 6, Dr. Wily has resorted to disguising himself as someone who both looks like himself and has the same motives as himself. Which is absolutely hilarious to me. There's just no effort anymore. He's just... I'm Dr. Wily. I'm the same guy. Even in costume, I'm up to the same things. Like... It's really goofy. Anyway, Mr. Cab entering the Mets stage, as he would say, "Let's go Mets." I believe he would say that. Mr. Cab, a baseball fan, as those would know. He's making it through cleanly. This is one stage I mentioned that it's, like I mentioned earlier, there are some stages that are really easy to lose time in because you just make lots of little mistakes. This is one of them where something can go wrong and you have to do a backup and it takes forever and it's just annoying. And then there's some weird ways you can die in the rooms that Mr. Cab just got out of. And you can die in this next room he's going in if you mistime your jump. It's annoying, but he plays it well, gets his rush jumps well, so he's just sliding on through into the boss, who I am not kidding is called Met Daddy. So let's see if the daddy will be nice to us today. He's got a little bit of RNG to him. He can either open for a short while, which you can typically get 4 hits in. If you're crazy, you can get 5, I believe. On a long, like that was a short, so ideally you'd want to get 4 hits. He goes for 4. That was a short, he gets another short. On a long, he opens up and waits longer before jumping, and you can get in 6 hits. You ideally want to get one of those in, like, if you're going to get, like, you got a long there. Unfortunately, Cab's not getting the hits he's looking for with his ring. But he's going to finish here, no problem. And he's got comfy space to do so as Vet is making his way through Cossack 3. I think we're going to see a little more patience here with these Saturn things. I don't think he's going to go for the crazy D-boost. He does throw away a shot by accident, gets his orb back. Precious orb. He throws it and recharges another one. I'm not sure why he's throwing away ammo. You need that. Going into Cossack Catcher fight with a slick moonwalk. Vet is in it for the fun. He is still having a good time. I can see it through his gameplay. In that moonwalk, I can see his joy as he dunks right into the other twin. We get 2 successful dunks tonight. Takes that back D boost to jump into him. Nice clean fight, and he's out of there. Meanwhile, Mrcab beginning action with Rush in the Rush stage, as I call it the doggo stage. Menuing takes a long time in this game. It's a second and a half into the menu, a second and a half out of the menu, and not counting the time you spend in the menu. So when there are 2 points in this stage where you have to have a platform of some kind to make it to ladders, and it turns out that while Rush Jet's out, you can still use Busters. So we use Rush Jet for things like skipping that ladder. You have to use him here where Mrcab uses him in order to get up that platform. And we're just going to stay on Rush Jet because it's fast. It would make no sense to be switching on and off Rush Jet and losing precious time. He does a slick corner jump there. Let's see what strategy he pulls off. Or he gets the common bullet shot. Actually, I don't know the odds of the overhead and the bullet shot. I bet Aurel would know. He would know this thing. But Mrcab heading into an interesting boss fight. He's gonna go in with Toadman and fire a bullet right away, which skips the life fill of the boss, which is great. He's gonna go to Drill, which disables the hitbox of the enemy. He can go inside and comfortably take him out from behind. No problem. Ices him like that. Easy. Meanwhile, Vet is making it his way to Cossack Catcher. And I'll talk a little bit more about Cossack Catcher when Vet gets there, because we didn't really talk about him too much when Cab got there. Basically, I'll do it a little preemptively so I can keep up with Cab. But the Cossack Catcher, it can come down and catch you, and it does a lot of damage. It can shoot you, but you can control it by sliding. As long as you're sliding, it can't make any horizontal movement. So you can keep it locked in like a vertical space with sliding, as you're seeing Vet slide in the corner there to try to prevent him from moving too much horizontally. So you can keep good control on the fight as long as you're doing that. Takes him out, triggers the cutscene, and he will be entering Wily stages. Meanwhile, Mrcab heading into refights, takes his ammo refills. He's on Dust, so I believe he's heading into Pharaoh first. There was a new route devised for refights around the 2020 tournament that is slightly faster, but a lot of runners still use the route that we're going to see here. I think both runners included. He's fighting Pharaoh with Dust. Dust is kind of like, I believe the bosses have what are called in this game soft weaknesses, which are kind of like almost weaknesses for them. They're usually weapons that do about 2 damage. Shooting the bosses with these weapons is faster than the Mega Buster, which does 3 damage because of iframe windows and stuff. You can just pump out more damage. Has good ammo for Dust, for Skull in case something goes wrong. He's getting some bonks he's probably didn't want to getting shot a little bit. Taking the health there. That's what I was thinking. Good move. Switching to Skull to head into Dive. Meanwhile, Vet going through the meticulous screen I mentioned earlier where you can lose time, but he's cleaning it up pretty good. Decent movement, not getting shot. Nice and safe. Clean Dive Man for Mrcab, clean the Bright Man. We're going to do a weird thing here where we hit him with an odd number of Skull hits. We have enough ammo here for 5, so he's going to do 5 Skull hits, which is an odd number of hits, before switching to Toadman, which is his weakness, which will take him out, but it'll also leave us with 1 Toadman bullet, which is going to assist us in the Drill fight coming up. If you fire 1 Toadman bullet, it'll do 1 single damage to Drill Man. And that single damage actually saves you a dive missile, because using dive missiles, he ends up with 1 health anyway at the end. So this actually saves us a shot, just doing that 1 damage. So he walked, which is great. He walked both times. Drill being incredibly nice to Mr. Cab, and Cab getting really good RNG with Cossack 2, the 1-2. Cab probably thinking maybe to himself, like, man, I did all these safety strats and stuff, and I got all this good luck, and that's how it goes. He's playing a good game. He's stayed solid. He's stayed true. It's going well for him. Met Daddy, ooh, taking Bet down to 1 health, but he takes him out, and he's okay. We're not too worried. I think Mr. Cab having a little bit of trouble with Ringman there, but he's stacked on ammo for Pharaoh, so he can make mistakes if he wants. It's not too big a deal, as long as he doesn't lose too much life. Heading into Dust, we hope he doesn't do what he does the first time, which is suck, which wastes a bunch of time, and you have to hurt yourself to stop it. Thankfully, he just jumps. We're heading with full health into Wily Machine, which will end refights. We're going to hear the infamous ee noise when Mr. Cab hits Wily Machine with Ring. I personally love it. I'm looking forward to a 10-hour loop on YouTube so I can sleep to this sound. Eat. He's going to get him down to 1 health and switch to Drill, and this actually defeats him, but also damages the second phase and skips its health fill. And then when he hits him with a Drill, it does the damage of 2 drills, and Mr. Cab just takes him out. He just shoots the drills, detonates the drills with the B button at the right time for where you gotta hit him, and cleans it up, and he's off to the last fight. So very nice, nicely done. Something, again, you can learn a lot of stuff by watching the speedrun that is helpful even playing casually. Like, a lot of people don't know that the drill is the weakness for Wily Machine, and that you have to detonate the drills to do the damage to him. You have to manually press B and use the explosion to hurt him. So Mr. Cab heading into the final fight, he has to go through this awkward caterpillar room. Before he heads in there, he stocked up on Pharaoh ammo before getting here, so he is nice. He can just fire shots and miss and not have to worry about it too much at all. He's got all the ammo he needs. Bet taking an unfortunate death in the last screen before Taco Trash. Sick double hit for Cab. Those are hard to nail. Tight window you have to be in to do. He throws a little shot at him, gets a little baby double hit, and that's it. 40.09 for Mr. Cab. A sick time, almost sub 40, just above 40. A great time for a race. Would be a great time for an event if he was doing an exhibition. Looks like on Vet's end, he's ended his timer. Mega Man's not moving. I'm assuming Vet has decided to go ahead and forfeit. So GG's to Mr. Cab, GG's to Vet if Vet is done, which is what I'm assuming at this point. I think he's just decided to end it there. So I don't know if we're doing interviews, if we're going to be talking about the runs with the runners. That wasn't discussed. I have to talk to the runners. And figure out where to go and how that's gonna go. So, like I said, this was kind of like a last minute, like, yeah, I'll commentate, and they were like, yeah, we'll race, and so we didn't discuss like post commentary interview or time, almost sub 40, just above 40. Okay, now I hear my cell. Okay, I'm confused. It looks like the races, yeah, forfeit and winner. We got our winner, Mr. Cab at 40.09, and we have Vet going for a forfeit just because of the punishing way that the castle stages can be, that when you die, you just get put all the way back really far, and he's just decided to call it. We got Mr. Cab in here. Hey, what's up, Cab?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. That was a fun race. You played a solid game. How do you feel about it?
I'm mad at Brightman. I looked at my splits. I'm mad at Cossack 1. Okay. I'm mad that Drillman blessed this run in such a bad run.
Yeah, and you got a 2-1, I believe. So your RNG with Square Machine was.
I got a 2-1. I got 0 dives. I should have had a fast Wily. Oh yeah, Big Daddy Met was awful.
Yeah, he was a little he was mean for both you and Vet tonight. So and Vet's here as well. Welcome, Vet. Hello.
Sorry you had to witness. Sorry you had to witness that.
Yeah, GG's to both our runners here. Yeah, Vet. Yeah,
it's okay.
Vet
Toad deserved it.
Well, Vet, I just asked Cab how he felt about his run. I'll ask you the same. I think we're gonna have we're gonna hear some different things, but that's okay. Tell us your feelings.
You know, I felt really good at the beginning. At the very beginning, I was trucking along. I had a quick death on ring, and I was like, okay, well that's not too bad. And then I got to Drill Man stage, and let me tell you, I hit every damn spike there was in that stage, and I don't know why. Like it was like I was a magnet, and I just kept hitting spike after spike after spike after spike. I'm like, oh my god.
I even said something along to the effect that if you were in Vet's stream, you'd be hearing all the usual pleasantries.
Oh yeah,
like,
big time, big time.
Oh man,
powering through right now.
I threw a water bottle. I threw a water bottle across the room.
Strategies for making it through.
It deserved it. So, God, it was so terrible. I'm like, I used to be good at this game. I feel like I was at least.
No, you're all right. You just
the secret is nobody's good at this game.
Yeah, that's the secret. Yeah. No one left ahead. We're all bad.
We're all terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
It's just mean. And
it was disastrous. Well, and that's why I forfeited at the end too. As soon as I knew he was way ahead of me because Mr. Cab's a very very magnificent runner, way better than I'll ever be. And
no, you didn't see my Cossack
by 22 seconds. Like, I mean, you're both very good.
And I knew as soon as I saw that first place go up, I was done because that run just had me so tilted, man. Like,
dude, I can't blame you.
Two disaster runs in a row was just enough for me to be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, it's why it's an option. Forfeit's there for a reason, and you're an experienced runner. You decided to make a call, and I think everyone here gets it. And it's like no one's like,
there's no shame in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
do not get yourself tilted over like finishing a run that like we all know. Yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah, it was a disaster. So
yeah,
but I mean, I had a blast, and that's the important thing, right? As long as you had fun, I had a blast. Yeah. So
I said something to that effect too. I was like, I'm pretty sure Vet's just glad to be here playing Mega Man. I tried to turn it around too.
Oh yeah. So. I mean, yeah, it does. It sucks. Like I said before, it sucks when you want to perform better than what you did. But at the same time, life can't get any better. You're here hanging out with some good friends, playing Mega Man. What could be better,
Yeah, when this spontaneous race was a lot of fun. I was glad I was able to be able to commentate for it.
I'm trying to remember when the last time we actually managed to have one of these right here, right now on Speedgaming kind of race.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I feel like it was the first 46 robot tournament.
I tell you what, there's been a lot of times where me and Looking Toad will have a spontaneous, hey, you want to race?
Yeah, I do a lot of that. I'll come into Mega Man 4 streams and I'm like, race is happening, and suddenly there are races happening, and so it's always fun. But,
good time.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. Well played. Really cool for a spontaneous race. It was a lot of fun to commentate the race. Is there anything either of you would like to close on and say before we wrap up here?
GG, Mr. Cab.
Organizer, thank you for scheduling your race in a timely manner.
Oh, no problem.
Literally like an hour ago. Oh. We're speedrunners. We're efficient. Yeah. We saw an opportunity and we optimized it and we went for it.
That's right.
There are many tournaments that could learn from this example. I'm looking back at the 2013 Super Mario Brothers 3 tournament bracket that hasn't finished yet. You know
Lord.
who you are.
It hasn't finished yet. Oh no. Oh goodness. Okay.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me race. It was a fun tournament. Good luck to everybody that's still left in it. And GG tonight, Mr. Cam.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you around, Vet. I know, like you said, we're both just enjoying life right now, and it's like, oh, Mega Man 4, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I always say, always feel free to click the button. I don't care if it's Mega Man 4, Mega Man 2, or Mega Man 7, or whatever it is. We need to have a 7 tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I catch Time Link, Guy Next Door, or Great Jahan next.
Yeah. They've been talking about a 7 tournament for a while, haven't they?
There's a story to that, and it mostly boils down to, like, the last time we had a vote for a tournament, 7 was in 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a surprise that was like so asked for.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we just need to get all the 7 runners to get together and decide to do it.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I have this deep fear that I'll say, let's have a 7 tournament, and like 5 people will show up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility you have to consider, but the only way to get something cooking is to start the brew. So it's
Yeah.
We should just do it.
Just wing it.
You reach out to the people, make something happen. Just be like,
That's
hey,
right.
come play Mega Man 7. This is one of those times where I wish I knew more video games. This is the game that I can talk about. Like, you put me on comms for anything else, I'm like, get someone else in here so I can be the one that goes, fascinating, whenever you actually have something meaningful to say.
It's like I say though, like if it's a Mega Man game, like if you've played one classic Mega Man game, you've played all the classic Mega Man games. Just get in there and play the game. Like, you might not have a good run, and you might be sitting there in the bottom of the bracket, but that bonus bracket match is going to be amazing to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
Just get in there, play the game. Have fun.
Agree.
Just 2 people that have played it like 4 times total, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
you know what that means if you played it like 4 times and suddenly you're in a tournament race? You're going to PB.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
PB.
Free race PB. Let's go. Yeah. It's very true. It's very true. Oh goodness. Cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, gang. Well, I don't got nothing else. I have half a sandwich to finish, and it was great to talk some Mega Man and hang out, and I look forward to what's next.
Yeah, thanks for commentating tonight. Looking to it. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. That was the fun part of this. When it's like, do we want to do this now? And you're just like, yeah, I'll commentate. Like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, sure. I'm just having fun watching Mega Man 4. Why not talk about it too?
I do want to shout out Rick, because I saw him in chat at the end of the last race and was like, yeah, he's awake. He could probably make this happen. So, like, you know, it's the classic without the good people at Speedgaming being around to make these matches happen and the broadcasts happen.
Yeah, shout outs to Speedgaming for hosting, for everything, and helping, and because like I said, I'm very new to some of the technologies, so they're very helpful. So
yeah,
I appreciate
so I was about where Looking Toad was when my body remembered, oh yeah, it's like 1 a.m. and I woke up and like drove way too many hours today, so it's like, oh yeah, exhaustion.
You know,
no, must stop, Dr. Wily. Must finish the job.
That's the Mega Man way.
That's the pursuit of justice, man. Calling you.
Fight for everlasting
Man
peace.
has a strong sense of justice.
Hey, I can't wait for tomorrow's race between Hypa and Not Riley.
That's today's race now. Which goes are we on again?
Well, I'm still in the past. I still got 7 minutes
before. Too. It's only almost 10 for me, so it's still just almost getting ready for bedtime for me, but not quite.
You're saying, see, I've got all this time left in the evening, and I'm just sitting here thinking, man, East Coast beats you to the next day again.
Yeah, how's the future? How's the future? They still got sandwiches there?
No,
still got sandwiches. No sandwiches. I gotta finish
the
sandwich quick.
Oh, no. You guys are done.
It's over before midnight.
There's probably 5 people in chat who know what I'm talking about.
About no sandwiches? I don't know that. I just am like, oh crap, I have a sandwich and I better finish it.
All right, I'm getting out of here. Thanks, Toad.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you. You guys have a good night.
Yep, you too. All right, I will bounce out of here too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Speed Gaming, chat, the runners, GGs, all the good stuff, and look forward to the next type races we have for the tournament.